and Android.
Right now at 5, the Missouri State Treasurer announces he will run for re-election.
And it's another cold one out there. Freeze warnings across the entire area. However, we're going to warm up a bit today. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a former Joplin resident reaches out to the community to try and find a special book.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. So as I walked up, there's a cup. You never have coffee, so I'm curious, what is this?
It's black coffee. It's just straight black coffee. I need it this morning.
Long enough on the mornings, it'll start to catch up with you. You're going to start needing the coffee. We talked about it yesterday. You never have coffee.
Yeah.
So I was curious. It's like, is this soda in a styrofoam cup? But no, it's actually
no soda
coffee.
for me. Just black coffee.
4 cups of coffee in, and it actually keeps me sane. Is the thing. The more coffee I have, the more level-headed I am.
Well, I will chug this off screen then and
that's a good idea.
Join you in the madness.
we might actually be smooth today. You know what else is relatively smooth? Well, the surface of this desk here and our weather. It's going to be smooth sailing as we head into the afternoon. Let's look outside real quick. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. It is not nearly as breezy as it was yesterday. I mean, look at the flags on City Hall. Our camera isn't shaking. The skies are mostly clear. It is cold, but it's going to be so much better today. MoDOT camera 20th and range line looking pretty good as well. It's not bobbing back and forth like these cameras were yesterday. The only trade-off, though, is we have this. This is a freeze warning. They are across the entire area, and it's rare, but all the different weather service offices put the same expiration time on the different freeze warnings, which is helpful. They all expire at 10 o'clock this morning. They could expire earlier. They could cancel them, but at least right now we do have those freeze warnings in place through 10 this morning. And here's why. It is 27 in Joplin, 27 in Pittsburgh as well. Temperatures around the region. We have a light northerly breeze. We are in the low to mid 20s and even some upper 20s, couple of 30-degree readings out there. But either way you paint it, it is very cold. Thankfully, the wind chills, I just wanted to show this at least one time. We don't really have any. Our temperatures are relatively steady out there. Kids getting on the bus this morning, about 26 degrees, sunny skies, north breeze at 5 to 10. No gusts attached to that. Same this afternoon, north breeze around 5 to 10, sunny, 52. Now we're still below normal, but we're looking at highs about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday as we go low to mid 50s. We'll have a few stray clouds here and there, but otherwise an absolutely beautiful day. We have warmer weather on the way. We're also keeping an eye on some thunderstorm chances this weekend. We'll look at all of that in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the Missouri State Treasurer announces he will run for re-election. Vivek Malik took office as state treasurer in 2023 by appointment from Governor Mike Parson. The Cape Girardeau transplant arrived from India in 2001 to attend college at Southeast Missouri State University. He says the job is about public service.
We have great results in the first year. I was a small business owner. I was an attorney with an attorney firm of 5 attorneys. I started as a solo practitioner, grew that firm to a 5-attorney firm, over 24 staff across 3 states. It's a passion for me to be in public service. I did not come here to get a job. I am here to do the job. The blessings I received in this country, it is time for me to pay back those blessings and pay those forward.
Malik met with Joplin residents yesterday during an event at the Holiday Inn. Oklahoma Highway Patrol issues an update to a fatal crash report from last week. The crash occurred just Thursday afternoon on OK10. A northbound vehicle, one on OK10, failed to negotiate a curve and left the roadway, striking a guardrail. The vehicle then swerved to the left and collided with a southbound vehicle's boat and trailer. The northbound vehicle then departed the roadway to the left and came to the rest. The southbound vehicle's 2 boats and trailer detached from the vehicle, caught fire and burned. The passenger of the northbound vehicle, Patricia Crisp, died yesterday from injuries sustained from the crash. Well, some bad news for utility customers in Pittsburgh. Customers will once again see past due fees and service shutoffs if bills are not paid. Because of the cybersecurity incident the city experienced in September 2023, the utility department suspended late fees and shutoffs. The suspension gave customers additional time to settle their outstanding balances without the added financial burden of penalties. Yesterday, the city provided an update that included resuming late fees. Utility customers can learn more at KOAMnewsnow.com. Pittsburgh Arts Council seeks artists for its upcoming art walk. Applications for both spaces are currently open for artists, musicians, performers, organizations, writers blocks, new kids zone, and poetry and fiction readings. Downtown businesses are also welcome to participate by staying open late, offering specials and discounts, and showcasing an artist or hosting a live band. April's Art Walk will take place the 26th from 5 to 9 p.m. in downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. A former Joplin resident is trying to locate an accidentally donated book. The illustrated book about dinosaurs holds a special place in her heart. KOAM's Fernanda Silva tells us why.
Why are you looking for this book now, and why is it so important for you?
This was something that I could, cherish. It's just, sorry, I'm emotional about it, but it's just, I don't have a lot to hang on to of my life in general.
Like many others, Ashley Arthur lost most of her childhood memories in the Joplin tornado. Just a couple of years ago, trying to fill that void, she was gifted a kid's dinosaur book.
Dad was kind of trying to give that back to us, or back to me, so we could still look and see a childhood book that we had.
But the book got lost. Arthur unintentionally donated it to Second Chances in Joplin in the Christmas of 2022.
The store says they tried helping find the book, but it wasn't anymore at their location. So there are two paths the book could have taken. It could have been purchased by a client here, but it could also have been donated to Salvation Army.
Without knowing where the book's now, Arthur went to social media to try to locate the item. She wants to find it, especially now when her dad is dealing with some challenging times.
He's just recently been, diagnosed with cancer and is going through his treatments. It's like, I don't expect him to leave anytime soon, but I just would like to have that in my possession.
For Arthur, a priceless possession. In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Arthur says she doesn't remember the name of the book, but it has a picture of a T-Rex on the front with an orange background. It also has an inscription on the inside cover written by her father. If you think you might have the book, contact our reporter, Fernanda Silva. You can go on over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Pitt State football takes the field at Kearney Smith Stadium for its first spring practice of the year. We'll have the details. Plus, violence in Haiti is holding up the council responsible for picking the country's next leader. And we have a sunny and chilly day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
If there's one thing we could all use more of, it's time. And at Ford, we get it. That's why when you own a Ford vehicle...
After CeraVe moisturizers.
Before the sun rose yesterday morning, Pitt State football takes the field at Kearney Smith Stadium for its first spring practice of the year. For the first time under new head coach Tom Anthony, the Gorillas take the field and practice as a team. PSU welcomes in plenty of new and familiar faces to this year's team and is exactly a month away from its 2024 spring intra-squad game. After his first practice, Coach Anthony says it feels great to be back on the field with the team.
That itch, just sitting around last fall, not being able to coach. Just was so excited to get back out here today. I barely slept last night, but it was fun to get back out today and run around and have some fun with the guys.
Not only did the Gorillas have their first spring practice yesterday, they also announced their 2024 team captains, all of them seniors. Linebacker Alex Gaskill, quarterback Chad Dodson, and linebacker Jack Abreckley are all captains this year. for the second year in the row. They're joined by offensive lineman Riley Touche, running back Noah Hernandez, and defensive end Malik Berry.
It's an honor. I've kind of had those goals set out for myself for a few years now, and it's really an honor to just be able to lead this team and for those guys to trust in me to be able to put this team in the right place.
Yeah, it means the world to me. I love this team. I'd give anything for this team. I'm super proud of that, but the work doesn't stop here. Now those guys look to me for advice in the face of adversity. And so, yeah, I just got to elevate my game.
Over to college baseball, Pittsburgh State wrapped up a 4-game homestand yesterday afternoon, dominates Emporia State 13-6. How about the day from Nixon Brannon? The PSU catcher goes 4 for 6 with 2 doubles, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Meanwhile, 8th-ranked Missouri Southern also at home and also wins big. Game went final last night. The Lions taking it 13-4. Southern is now 18-1 at Warren Turner Field. It plays 3 games at Northwest Missouri starting Thursday. Well, we told you yesterday that the pro football in the NFL will look a little different in 2024. That rings true even more so with another new rule. NFL owners vote 29-3 in favor of adopting a new kickoff rule yesterday. According to ESPN, this means that the league will use a kickoff format which originated in the XFL a couple of years ago. You can see examples of it on your screen. Instead of the kicking team lining up with the kicker, the other 10 players will be at the opposing 40-yard line and cannot move until the ball is touched. The return team has to put 9 of its players within the 30 and 35-yard lines. This is being used to reduce injuries as well as make touchbacks less common. Here's a quick refresher on those rules. 19 of the 22 players on the field have to be within the 40 and 30-yard lines of the receiving team, and no one other than the kicker or 2 returners inside the landing zone, which is from the 20 to the goal line, can move until the ball hits the ground or a player. Well, still to come, a new study shows people who exercise regularly sleep better. We'll have what you need to know about that. Plus, another check of your forecast when we come back.
You've been waiting to find out if siding is affordable for you? Don't wait any longer. It's our seams on the back of the house.
Hero today.
At Bath Naylor and Frisco Funeral Home, we own and operate our own crematory. Call to pre-arrange today.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:17 on this Wednesday morning. We're taking a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown. Considerably calmer winds out there. Not a bad start to the day, although it is very cold out there. We got mostly clear skies. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, also looking pretty good this morning, as is the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, though, we do have freeze warnings across the entire area, and all of these at this point run through 10 a.m. Now, as the morning progresses, they may be dropped a little early, but at least, again, at this point, they're set to expire 10 o'clock this morning. We told you about this yesterday, so hopefully you were prepared, but it did get very cold last night, and it's still very cold this morning. 27 in Joplin, but for the first time in, 3-4 days now, the wind is calm. Nice. It's peaceful. It's going to remain that way. We're going to have a pretty decent wind the next, at least the next 18 hours. Temperatures around the region, not bad, although, again, very cold out there. We're all sitting in the 20s, but we got a good spread from the low to mid-20s, mid-upper 20s, and even a couple of 30-degree readings out there, but still below freezing across the area. As we get our day started, we're going to be sunny. There may be a few clouds here or there, but otherwise not a bad start other than the chilly temperatures. 40, though, by 11 o'clock this morning. And because we're going to see more sunshine than what we did yesterday, we're going to go a little warmer. We're going to be about 10 degrees warmer today than what we were yesterday as we go low to mid-50s. Again, there could be a few passing clouds here or there, but it's otherwise going to be pretty nice. Same heading into the evening, a few passing clouds here or there. Otherwise, clear skies. Another cold one, though, so do be aware of that, especially with that outdoor vegetation. We're going to fall back into the low 30s tonight. And then we're going to turn around and continue to warm up. We're going to go low mid 60s for our Thursday, sunny skies out there. Winds pick up. Now, tomorrow we could see some gusts upwards of 20. That's not too bad. But we're looking at gustier winds on Friday as temperatures continue to rise heading into Easter. We go about 80 on Easter Sunday. Now, we could have a couple of morning showers, but it's in the late evening, overnight, and into the morning hours of Monday. We're going to give you a heads up on this. We're still watching this storm system with thunderstorms again late Sunday into early Monday, so possibly about this time Monday morning, these will be ongoing. These could be strong, potentially severe. We're obviously still several days out, but the data's kind of coming together that we could have another strong to severe thunderstorm event Sunday into Monday, so it's something to keep an eye on. Either way, that system also going to cool us down significantly. We'll go 81 Monday, back into the upper 50s on Tuesday. It doesn't last long, though. We'll start to warm up in the second half of next week, back to the 70s by next Friday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Are you tired of waiting for your internet to load at a snail's pace? Or feeling like you're connected?
Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 in MAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
And topping Health Watch this morning, a new study shows people who exercise regularly sleep better. Researchers at a university in Iceland conducted the study. They followed more than 4,300 people over a 10-year period. The study found people who exercise on a regular basis were 55% more likely to be normal sleepers, meaning they slept on average between 6 and 9 hours a night. Previous studies have shown similar results, and some U.S. researchers say this new study may provide doctors with a new tool to prescribe alongside medication and therapy to help patients who suffer from insomnia. A new report shows Medicare has dramatically increased its spending on Ozempic and similar diabetes drugs. The Kaiser Family Foundation study found Medicare spent $5.7 billion on Ozempic and other diabetes drugs in 2022. That's up from $57 million in 2018. The medication has become hugely popular for people to lose weight and control diabetes, but Medicare is not allowed by law to cover the drugs for weight loss. The government program began covering Ozempic for people with diabetes in 2018, Ribellicis in 2019, and Mounjaro in 2022. And Medicare recently announced it would cover Wegovy in people fighting their weight and who have heart disease. Another major U.S. Supreme Court abortion decision is expected by early summer. The justices heard arguments yesterday about a potential nationwide ban on a medication used in more than a half of all abortions in the United States. Paula Reed has a closer look.
Hundreds of protesters gathered on the steps of the Supreme Court today as the justices considered the most significant abortion case since they overturned Roe v. Wade.
We will ban them, yes we will!
This case focuses on expanded access to mifepristone, one of two drugs typically used in the process known as medication abortion, which accounts for roughly 2/3 of abortions in the U.S. But during Tuesday's arguments, a majority of the justices appeared likely to maintain the expanded access to the drug, which was first approved by the FDA in 2000.
We've had, one might call it a rash, of universal injunctions or vacatures. And this case seems like a prime example of turning what could be a small lawsuit into a nationwide legislative assembly on an FDA rule or any other federal government action.
Shortly after Roe was overturned, a conservative group of anti-abortion doctors and advocates sued the FDA over its approval of mifepristone, and the case now focuses on FDA approval of expanded access to the drug.
Don't you agree?
But during the hearing, justices from across the ideological spectrum pressed the group challenging the drug as to whether it had standing or the right to bring the case, asking their lawyer about what harm the group faced.
May I ask Ms. Hawley about your basic theory of standing? I mean, you're just saying even FDA admits that there are going to be some adverse events. People are going to show up in emergency rooms. People are going to come face to face with one of our doctors who objects to some aspect of the treatment.
Just to confirm on the standing issue, under federal law, no doctors can be forced against their consciences to perform or assist in an abortion, correct?
And Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson pressed on why the group believes restricting everyone's access to the drug is necessary, given that doctors can raise religious objections under federal law.
I mean, it makes perfect sense for the individual doctors to seek an exemption, but as I understand it, they already have that. And so what they're asking for here is that in order to prevent them from possibly ever having to do these kinds of procedures, everyone else should be prevented from getting access to this medication. So why isn't that plainly overbroad scope of the remedy the end of this case?
The Supreme Court is expected to make a decision in late June. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got ourselves a cold start to the day, but it'll be a little warmer out there. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, Crowder College in Neosho, Missouri invites the public out for a job fair.
And we've got ourselves a cold start, freeze warnings in place across the area. However, we're going to be a little warmer today. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
Plus, Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh raises funds through a purse auction.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snow.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday.
Yeah, halfway through the week.
Halfway through the week.
Yeah.
That's all right. Can't go wrong with that. Hope all you folks at home are having a great week.
Absolutely.
Everything okay here so far?
Going good. How about you, Chris?
Monday's a day we're going to pretend didn't happen, but outside of that,
yeah,
man, just behind the scenes here, as Elise mentioned, it'd be a fly on the wall in the studio.
You know.
I'm telling you. But anyway, it is Wednesday. It is cold, though. It is very cold out there. It is literally freezing. It's below freezing out there. Yeah. Let's take a quick look outside. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line. A few folks getting their day underway on this Wednesday morning, and every last one of them, I guarantee you, has the heat on in there because, well, it's cold. And that's why we have freeze warnings. We alerted you to this last night. And through yesterday morning, honestly, about how cold it was going to get, and by golly, it did. These freeze warnings all go until 10 o'clock this morning, and we've got another freezing night tonight. We don't have any freeze warnings yet for tonight. If there are going to be any, they'll come later today, but just a heads up, if you've got some vegetation outside that needs some protection, it might need it again tonight. 27 in Joplin as well as Pittsburgh. Mostly clear skies out there. Temperatures around the region are cold for sure. Low to mid 20s up to the north, and as farther south we go mid upper 20s, and we're getting a few 30-degree readings here and there. Kids getting on the bus this morning. Clear skies, 26. This is what I like the most. I think you folks at home will too. North breeze 5 to 10 miles an hour and no gust indicators. Same this afternoon. North 5 to 10. Sunny skies 52 when that bus brings them home. So we're still below normal today, but we've got plentiful sunshine out there, maybe a few passing clouds, and our highs considerably better, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday as we go low to mid 50s. We're going to continue to warm up as we head into the weekend. We're also keeping an eye on some thunderstorm chances. We'll have a full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, Crowder College played host to a job fair and career expo yesterday. The event featured nearly 70 area businesses. This year, the college partnered with the Tri-State Human Resources Association to provide free services such as career coaching, elevator pitch presentation, resume review and writing, interview etiquette, mock interviews, and networking tips.
You know, we open it up to anyone, and the reason we do that is there are a lot of employers who, you know, let's say just take healthcare for example. They still need IT people, they still need business people, they still need management people, so not just nurses and doctors. So we try to open it up to everyone because lots of businesses have lots of different types of employee needs.
The free event was open to the public. Pittsburgh area young professionals held a lunch and learn event yesterday. The public was welcome to join the Pittsburgh Police Department for the event and enjoy some lunch from Opie's. For event organizers, the day also provided an opportunity for other young professionals to network with their peers.
What I hope that they took away from it is the fact that they understand that bad things can happen. And we have to prepare for ourselves for just in case they do. Just have a different mindset potentially on what that looks like.
Matthew Campbell, a Pittsburgh State University police officer, also conducted a presentation on self-defense and safety. Well, Bags to Riches returns to the four-state area. This year's annual fundraiser brought in the help of a professional auctioneer to help auction off purses for the Safe House Crisis Center in Pittsburgh. Such a serious fundraiser called for some serious fun, and the event featured dining and drinks and a theme, an evening on the ranch.
You know, I think the evening on the ranch theme can be really interpreted in different ways. You can do more of a Western motif or more, I know some people were talking 90s country, so it's really kind of neat to see all of the different interpretations.
Safe House celebrated its 13th year hosting the Bags to Riches event. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The American journalist wrongfully jailed in Russia has been detained once again by a Moscow court. Plus, Israel's defense minister meets with the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Topping World Watch. Evan Gershkovich, the American journalist wrongfully jailed in Russia, has been detained once again by a Moscow court. His new court date is 3 months from now in late June. He was arrested in March 2023. Correspondent Matt Finn has more on the story from Los Angeles.
A Moscow court extends American journalist Evan Gershkovich's detention in Russia for another 3 months. He will now remain in jail until late June.
Evan has displayed remarkable resilience and strength in the face of this grim situation.
The U.S. ambassador to Russia was in the courtroom Tuesday, calling the espionage accusations categorically untrue.
Evan's case is not about evidence, due process, or rule of law. It is about using American citizens as pawns to achieve political ends.
The Wall Street Journal reporter was arrested in March 2023 while working in Russia for the outlet. The country's domestic intelligence agency claims Gershkovich was trying to obtain military secrets. Gershkovich himself, the Journal, and the U.S. government deny allegations he's a spy and insist he's being wrongfully detained.
Russian authorities did not provide any evidence of a crime. It's because he has done nothing wrong. It's because journalism is not a crime.
Gershkovich is being held in Moscow's Lefortovo prison, known for its harsh conditions. The White House says securing the release of both Gershkovich and another wrongfully detained American, Paul Whelan, remains a top priority.
We will continue until they are free. And that means regular communication at senior levels with the Russian Federation, making a series of offers, which we have done over time and will continue to do.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has said a prisoner exchange could happen, but no deal has been reached yet.
Well, people in Lima, Peru have been visiting one of the country's largest murals, which pays tribute to the late artist Akira Toriyama. Toriyama was the creator of the anime Dragon Ball Z. Pedro Carlos Urrutia is a graffiti artist and member of the art collective Cans in the city. He was instrumental in getting the mural created, located in front of the National Stadium. 45 artists worked on it using 80 gallons of paint and about 500 cans of spray paint. The project took 11 days to complete. Eurotea hopes it will be a draw to both for tourists and fans of the long-running show. Police in Brussels end a farmers' protest with tear gas. Farmers on Tuesday throwing beets and spraying manure in protest of what they say are unfair trading practices. They're demanding fair agriculture prices and better trade agreements. Farmer protests have grown popular across the board of the European Union for months, with one in Belgium being the latest. Violence in Haiti is holding up the council responsible for picking the country's next leader. The council has not yet been sworn in amid the violence, and one of its 9 members stepped down Sunday because she was receiving death threats and political attacks. She has been since replaced, but it's unclear when the rest of the council will be officially announced. Since the end of February, gunmen have stormed the country's prisons, opened fire on the international airport, and burned police stations. More than 33,000 people have fled the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Israel's defense minister meets with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon amid heightened tensions between the U.S. and Israel over the next steps to take in Gaza. The meeting happened as Israel vows to press ahead with a planned ground invasion in Rafah, where thousands of Palestinians are sheltering. Correspondent Trey Yinks has the story. All right, we apologize for that technical difficulty. That's the news for World Watch this morning. We'll be right back.
It's Wayside Furniture's big spring sale, and it's going on now.
Futures. Great futures start here.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:45 on this Wednesday morning. We are starting with a live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. We've got mostly clear skies, winds considerably calmer out there, but it is still very cold. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking pretty good as folks get their Wednesday commute underway, and we're looking pretty good from the KDOT camera on 69, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. And we do have freeze warnings across the entire area. And the one piece of good news makes this a little easier is all of the different weather service offices that cover our region all put these out to the same time. It's rare they all agree, but when they do, it helps because I can just tell you they all run until 10 o'clock this morning. Now, there's that possibility they could be canceled a little early, but I think they're going to stay in place through 10 a.m. And we told you yesterday morning and through yesterday evening that it was going to get bitterly cold out there, and it certainly did. We're sitting at 27 in Joplin right now, but it feels that way because the wind is relatively calm out there, and temperatures around the region, we've got a light north breeze, but it is still quite cold. We've got low to mid 20s and then mid to upper 20s as you head a little further south. We still have one 30-degree reading in Bentonville. We did have 3 or 4 earlier, but temperatures will fall back just a little bit more to our official lows before they'll start to warm up out there. And that's the good news is that it's going to be a light breeze through today and into tonight. We get our morning underway. We are sunny. We could have a few passing clouds here or there, but otherwise ample sunshine. 40 degrees by 11 o'clock, so still pretty cool out there, but we're going to warm up. We're about 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, but still a few degrees off of average out there as we're hitting highs right about 55. Again, a passing cloud or two will be possible. So if you see a stray cloud, don't worry about it, but there may be 1 or 2 of those. We're otherwise, again, sunny across the area. Now, as we head into tonight, we don't have any freeze warnings or anything yet for tonight. Like yesterday, if they're going to issue them, it'll be later this afternoon into the evening before they put those out. But do be aware it's going to be, again, another cold one out there as we fall back into the low 30s. And, of course, some of those rural areas could fall back again into the upper 20s. So that outdoor vegetation may need some additional protection tonight. We're otherwise mostly clear through the evening, and again cold as we head into the overnight hours. Now the good news is the warm weather continues. We will go all the way to the low 60s tomorrow, so about average, and we start to go above average. Could see some winds gusting out of the south-southwest at about 20. Friday could be a little windier, low 70s, mid 70s, even some upper 70s Saturday. We're going to go into the 80s for Easter and for Monday. So for Easter, here's what you need to know. One, could have a couple of stray showers early in the morning. Shouldn't impact anything too much. In fact, most of Easter looks pretty good unless you're doing Easter egg hunts in the dark. We're looking at a system. It's going to be here late Sunday. That's going to bring us some showers and thunderstorms, and that'll continue into early Monday. So about this time Monday morning, they'll be ongoing. Now, what we're watching is the potential for some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms Sunday night into Monday morning. So it's something we're going to keep a close eye on, but want to give you a heads up now that you'll want to keep an eye on it as well. It does make us a little cooler by Tuesday into the upper 50s, but we'll warm back up toward the end of the week, back to the 70s by next Friday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Are you game? I am ready. Then take a spin on the Wheel of Fortune.
Give us a call today to schedule your free in-home estimate. If you want the best for less, call Windows for Less.
Well, in Florida, one little Pomeranian has been bringing smiles to millions of followers on social media around the world for years. Coda the Fluff is known as her visits to the hospitals, nursing homes, and schools. She's part of a nonprofit small pet therapy team that brings joy to people during difficult times. Randy Rauch has more.
Nobody makes a bigger entrance than Coda the Pomeranian, a dog comfortable sitting in a toy convertible, wearing sunglasses, and cruising the hallways of a Central Florida hospital comfortably. Coda does not usually get far.
Look here, cheese.
Get far without being stopped for photos.
High five. Good girl.
Hospital administrators, doctors, and nurses stop to visit. Some have seen her here before visiting patients.
When they're in the hospital, at hospice, any of these facilities, they don't have their animals around them. So having an animal come and visit them and spend some time with them brings a lot of joy.
Joy that Gina McKinstry, Coda's owner, likes to spread to others.
Here's Coda.
Hello there. My goodness. How you been?
Laura is 101 years old. Having Coda visit makes her day.
It's nice because there's a lot of people that need a visit.
Gina has visited thousands of patients with her dog, but says social media has a greater reach.
Those videos, they visit millions. So a video can reach millions of people, which we can't. Can I have a high five? Good girl, that was a good one.
When not visiting patients, Coda is in front of the camera in her makeshift studio. This 9-year-old Pomeranian is an internet star. Racking up millions of views on social media and reaching people around the world. Gina does not monetize her videos.
This is places that people have contacted us from saying that they watch Coda's videos and it makes their day, it makes them happy.
I have 4th stage lung and liver cancer. I would give almost anything to have a dog like that.
Coda's reach has been powerful and shared online. Claremont police fielded a call from a woman in Tennessee who follows Coda and whose dying wish was to meet the dog. Police detected it might be a call for help.
An individual who was in crisis because of certain medical and mental health issues that were going on.
Corporal Pollen, who's worked with Gina in the community and with Coda on social media, wanted to assist. Gina's nonprofit Smiles for Miles raised donations to make Linda's wish come true.
We just landed in Tennessee and we're going to meet Linda and have some lunch with her.
Linda was thrilled to see Coda in person.
Coda! Oh, I love you so much.
Making those connections and being able to make that happen was extremely important to Claremont Police.
For Gina, she will continue to share the joy her dog brings to others.
It's very fulfilling doing pet therapy, coming in to see people and seeing their reactions and how happy they are, knowing everyone's dealing with something awful. That little minute with Coda can change their whole day. That's pretty powerful.
And changing their day and putting smiles on their faces is what Coda is all about.
You can donate and see more of Coda's mission on her website, CodaTheFluff.com. We'll be right back.
Indigo Sky Casino is the place to play for cash.
A grandmother in Utah is a prize-winning rodeo competitor, and she wants to inspire her granddaughters. Brenda Cropper was a school teacher for more than 30 years, but she had a dream to become a cowgirl. After she retired, Cropper decided to pursue her dream. Last December, that work paid off. Cropper and her son-in-law won $97,000 at the World Series of Team Roping in Las Vegas. Her granddaughters say they want to compete in roping someday. Cropper was the only woman among the top 50 prize winners. She wants to see more cowgirls in the future. One California police department is butting heads with a Lego group. The Murrieta Police Department went viral after posting photos of suspects with their faces covered by Lego heads. The department says this was done after a new law banned them from sharing mugshots or photos of people suspected of nonviolent crimes. But Legos isn't on board with the method. The company reached out to the department, asked them to stop using their intellectual property on social media. The police department says it is working on finding a new way to disguise the faces of suspects.
Well, it was certainly a unique way to do that, and unfortunately, I guess I get it. You know, Lego doesn't want kids to look at this and be like, oh, Legos are criminals. I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure something out, and we get to figure out how to enjoy this nice day. It's still a little cool, but it's not going to be too bad this afternoon. We're going to go sunny, maybe a few clouds here and there, 40 by 11 a.m. As we head into the afternoon, we're looking at highs right around 55 degrees, so still below average, but better than where we were yesterday with mostly sunny skies. We'll be mostly clear heading into the evening. Now, we do have another chance of that freeze tonight. We're going to fall back in the low 30s, and some of the rural areas, especially in our northwestern counties, could fall back into the low 20s again. So do be aware of that if you got some outdoor vegetation. But you won't have to be worried too long as we start to warm back up. 80s by Easter and Monday, watching thunderstorms late Sunday into Monday morning. Something we're going to keep an eye on for you. A few showers Tuesday, a little cooler, and the warm weather returns by the middle of next week. That's checking your forecast. Got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Today's news brought to you by Kubota of Joplin.